Speak it so. Rosk, prophecy and sovereignty. Right, let's talk about the kind of words that don't just describe reality, they shift it. Everyone tells you to write affirmations, and Irish tradition might ask you to craft a Rosk poem. Now, Rosk is not just tidy verse or a pretty poem. It's this dense, rhythmic, meaning-rich speech that hits the ear like a tool, like a spell, and works because of cadence, compression, and interaction. And it shows up in the Morrigan's own battle incitements, which aren't decor or, bookending anything, but they move people to act. And alongside Rosk sits Dichetal Duchenev, which is one of the three skills of the poet, and it is basically extemporaneous incantation, where the words come live right from the other world as a source, in the moment, and they carry what needs to be said. These are things that you can learn. Dichetal Duchenev, for example, is not performative, it's functional. And it's how sound carries power in our tradition when you speak with clarity and right relationship. Now, before we do a short practice, which I love to do, as you know, if you're following along in the Mórrígan Academy podcast, if you don't know me at all, I'm Lora O'Brien. I'm a priest of the Mórrígan for over 2 decades, let's say 25 years, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I've been working with this goddess for a long time. And one of the things that I really like to do is to give my students, my listeners, my viewers, this short practice, right? But if you're new to the Morrigan, or if you're not so new to the Morrigan and you've been caught up in stuff, don't force imported frameworks of viewing her as a demon or these vague dark goddess filters onto our Irish material. That lens really flattens what is actually going on in our sources. So stay with what the texts and the scholarship actually show and work with your own breath, your own voice, and your own integrity. What does Rosk do? Rosk, as a form of poetry, a form of expression, a spell, a chant, an incantation, a satire. It is all of these things, and it essentially compresses meaning, and that compression creates pressure. That pressure focuses power, and focused power moves people and events, creates change in accordance with will. And this is the Morrigan's magic. So if you listen to Rosk poetry, you can hear pattern, alliteration, internal rhyme even, parallel lines. And as you're listening to it or speaking it, you'll often find that this sudden image jumps and jolts the listener awake. Think of Rosk poetry like a woven strap that you can pull tight, fast, and then release when the moment passes. The point is not to sound archaic or mysterious or spooky woo-woo or, any of that nonsense. The point is to make your words do the work. And that's what we teach and we learn at the Morrigan Academy. Speaking of learning, here is a very quick 2-minute practice, right? So just grab a page, you can pause the video, grab a page for yourself and write 3 short lines about a real thing that you need to name today. Present tense, no qualifiers, no hedging. What is affecting you right now, either personally, socially, globally? What do you need to name? What do you need to bring power to with your words? 3 short lines. And again, they can be 2 to 3 word lines. These aren't big long sonnets or anything. They're these compressed sentences, if you like, but not sentences in the way that we would understand them. So line 1, name the state that you are choosing. Line 2, name the action you'll take. And line 3, name the outcome that you're binding yourself to. It can be that simple. Now, read them aloud with a steady beat, clap or tap if you need to, and let your consonants be clear. Let your vowels be open. Let your breath unbroken through the lines that you read or say. And as you go through it, if a word feels weak, swap it for a stronger verb or a concrete image, something that really will give you that jolt, and then speak it again and feel the lift in your chest when it locks in. That's the start of Rosk. It's not fancy, not long, but focused power. And you can do this every day in under 5 minutes. So I mentioned what is a complicated term for some, de cheathail do cheannamh. And if Rosk is crafted, de cheathail is caught. It's the moment that you open your mouth and let the truth come through without polishing at first. It's a download. So stand, breathe once, look at the thing you must say, either mentally or physically, and speak one breath of truth without stopping to edit, and then stop and be silent. With all of this, you're not trying to be a mystical medieval poet, right? You are training your body to carry honest speech, to bring forth words that matter, that have meaning, that create change in accordance with your will. So don't worry if it sounds rough. Nobody starts perfect. Rough is real, and real is what moves. It's the power, the essence, the energy that's behind the words that carries them. When you work with the Irish goddess Morrigan, you will have to meet the demand for sovereignty. And sovereignty isn't a vibe. It's not some, oh, I'm not going to let anybody push me around kind of nonsense, right? I mean, it is that too, but that's not what we're talking about really when we talk about sovereignty. Sovereignty is choices that you make out loud. It is setting boundaries, definitely, but it's understanding what's within those boundaries with absolute clarity. The Morrigan's battle cries, her incitements, her prophecies, these are all acts in this world. They're not fucking mood boards on Pinterest, and your practice needs to meet that standard. And it will if you give it a chance, if you put the work in, if you're learning from accurate sources, if you're understanding the rhythm of the original stories, the teaching tales. And with the Morrigan, sound and noise, this is one of her tools. So if you're not using your voice, you're leaving power on the table. Now, this is why our work this month at the Morrigan Academy begins with sound and builds through incantation to sovereignty in your daily life. Common hurdles and how we handle them are all addressed within the Morrigan Academy because they're questions that I get all the time. They're feedback that I have been hearing for decades from my students. So, for example, if you are diaspora, you still have a voice and a body, and you can learn respectful source-led practice from wherever you are in the world. And if you're here in Ireland, great too. This is for everybody. This is for everybody who approaches this goddess with respect, who wants to learn from authentic sources. And I don't mean me when I say authentic sources. I'm just the facilitator. We're learning from the manuscript tradition. We are learning from each other in community. And those things are very, very important. To give you a good grounding, a solid foundation to build your own personal practice on. So if you're busy or your nervous system is already doing too much, I mean, who isn't in that position these days, right? we really keep it simple. When I teach about the Morrigan, when I teach about anything, I have to keep it simple now, because using these kind of 2 to 5 minute practices is what builds power without overwhelm, because we're very disconnected, and connection is the goal. So if you're new to this and wondering if this is for you, what's on offer this week is clear guidance and community, so that you're not doing this alone or guessing in the dark by yourself. And honestly, that's what we always do at the Morrigan Academy. And, by all means, just go and listen to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, just connect yourself to the authentic source material, which I can facilitate, definitely, but go and find it on your own. There's so many resources that I recommend, that I'm not putting myself between you and the source material, I'm just a guide, and I'm definitely not putting myself between you and the Morrigan, right? My job is to guide you to your own path, and to make sure that you have the resources that you need, and to put people together in community as well. That's really important. My students tell me that they really value clarity, the neurodivergent friendly structure that I offer, because, spicy brain too, and the depth that comes from just sticking with the Irish sources. And honestly, that's exactly what you're going to get here. You're going to get at the Morrigan Academy, on this YouTube channel, through our podcast, through anything I ever teach. But currently, as I record this, and honestly, if you're watching this in the future, hello to you in the future. But if you've got this just as we are going live with it, as it's released, there's an option to meet online, to meet community, to meet myself this Saturday at 7 p.m. Irish time, with a full replay if you can't make it, don't worry. And then 30 days of focused practice when you are within our private dedicated community space. This is our Crows, Cry and Chaos offer. If you are in time to get it, great. The deadline is 6 p.m. Irish time on Saturday the 15th of November 2025. We might run it again depending on how this goes. This is a presentation that I did for a conference last year, and I decided that it was useful now because it is about the Morrigan's magic, using your voice, using the Irish traditions and bringing it into daily life. So in week 1, we're going to be looking at battle cry work to reclaim your voice and power in short, consistent bites. So again, we're not overwhelmed by this. In week 2, you're going to craft your own Rosk incantation and learn to speak it so it moves, not just reads nicely. Week 3, we have Dindshenchas practice, which is this extemporaneous speech with safety and structure so that you can actually try it for yourself. And week 4, we have sovereignty integration, where the words that you spoke become choices that you live. That sounds a bit heavy, but you're not doing this alone. You're doing it inside a private community circle where you can find 4 channels spread out for questions, exercises, discussion, peer support, and a daily presence from me and our excellent moderators at the Academy. So your next step, if today's practice gave you even a small lift in your chest, follow it and take it as a sign that this might work for you, if it's something that you're interested. So enrollment for the current circle closes at 6 p.m. on Saturday. That's 6 p.m. Irish time. We go live at 7 p.m. So it's absolutely no question. Once the deadline is gone, it's gone. You have 30 days access from when you join the group. And again, once that's over, it's over. Everything will be happening within one dedicated, safe space online. So we'll be working together in there for the month. So it's all there. The recording is there. Your contacts are there. Your moderators are there. I'm there. All of that is available. The link is in the description. It is morrigan.academy/magic. Now, if you're listening to this after and you go to that link, you'll be put on a wait list. So if I get enough people on a wait list, then I will run it again for sure. But Currently, this is your option and this is your opportunity. I'd love for you to join us. Bring your voice as it is, not as you wish it was or as you think it should be, because that's how this path works. We show up, we speak, we act, and the world shifts, shape shifts, one might say. So keep it short, keep it honest, and really notice what moves for you. Replay this video again. Again, make sure and subscribe to the channel. But if you're so inclined, do join Crows, Cry and Chaos, our private circle. We're going live on Saturday. The replay will be there and the link is in the description. Again, it's morrigan.academy/magic. And I will see you in the next video. Slán go fóill.